Have you ever looked at a couple in their 70s or 80s, holding hands, laughing together, and wondered what keeps their love so vibrant after all these years? Is it just luck, or is there a secret to aging together with joy, connection, and yes, even intimacy? As a woman who's lived through decades of love, loss, and lessons, I'm here to tell you it's not luck, it's a set of habits, small but powerful, that can transform how you age and how you love. Today, I'm sharing 5 golden habits that have kept my heart full, my relationships strong, and my spirit young, even as the years add up. These aren't just tips, they're the wisdom of a lifetime, drawn from my own journey and the stories of other women who've loved deeply and aged gracefully. Stay with me until the end, because what you're about to learn will change how you see aging, love, and intimacy forever. You'll discover how to nurture your relationships, keep the spark alive, and age with health and happiness. If you haven't subscribed to our channel yet, I encourage you to click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated on all our latest content. Your support means the world, so if you find value in this video, please give it a thumbs up to help spread this message. I'm eager to hear your thoughts on today's topic. If you enjoy the content, please comment number 1 below. If it doesn't resonate with you, leave a 0. Your feedback is so important, it helps me create videos that truly speak to your heart. Now, let's dive in. Let me take you back to a moment that changed how I saw love. I was 72, sitting on my porch with my husband, Tom, watching the sunset. We'd been married 45 years, raised 3 kids, weathered job losses, health scares, and more arguments than I care to count. That evening, Tom reached for my hand, his fingers weathered but warm, and said, "You know, darlin', you still make my heart skip a beat." I laughed, thinking he was joking. After all, we were far from the young couple who used to sneak kisses in the back of his old Chevy. But when I looked into his eyes, I saw the same spark I felt for all those years ago. That moment wasn't about passion in the way magazines talk about it. It was about something deeper, a connection that had grown stronger because of the habits we'd built over decades. Those habits didn't just keep us together, they kept us healthy, happy, and truly alive as we aged. Aging healthily isn't just about eating kale or walking 10,000 steps a day, though those help. It's about nurturing the relationships that give your life meaning. Science backs this up. Studies show that strong social connections can lower stress, boost your immune system, and even add years to your life. For women, especially, emotional intimacy is the heartbeat of a long, vibrant life. But here's the problem: too many of us let those connections slip as we age. We get caught up in routines, health worries, or the assumption that love should just work after so many years. And when intimacy fades, emotional or physical, it can leave us feeling disconnected, even lonely, in our own relationships. Let me tell you about my friend Clara, who I met at a community center dance when we were both in our late 60s. Clara was 78, sharp as a tack, with a laugh that could light up a room. She'd been married to her husband, George, for 50 years, but she confided in me one day that things hadn't always been easy. In their 60s, they'd hit a rough patch. George had retired and was home all the time, but instead of growing closer, they were drifting apart. Clara felt invisible, George was glued to the TV, and their conversations had dwindled to what's for dinner. Intimacy, both emotional and physical, was a distant memory. Clara told me, "I loved him, but I didn't feel loved." I started to think that's just how it is when you get old. That's a trap too many of us fall into, believing that fading connection is just part of aging. But Clara didn't accept that, and neither should you. She made a choice to rebuild her relationship, not with _route_0 with small, intentional habits that brought her and George closer than ever. Her story is proof that it's never too late to nurture love and age healthily. Let's break down the first 2 of those 5 golden habits that can transform your relationships and your life. The first habit is to listen with your heart. It sounds simple, but most of us don't truly listen to our partners, not the way they need. We hear their words, but we miss their feelings. When Clara realized she and George were drifting, she didn't confront him or demand change. Instead, she started asking him questions about his day, his thoughts, his worries, and really listening to his answers. One evening, George mentioned missing his old fishing trips with his buddies. Clara could have brushed it off, after all, he hadn't fished in years. But she heard the longing in his voice. The next weekend, she surprised him with a picnic by the lake, just the two of them, and encouraged him to tell stories about those fishing days. That small act of listening made George feel seen, valued, and loved again. Listening with your heart means being present, not just nodding while you think about your to-do list. It's about asking, "How are you really feeling?" and giving them space to answer. For women, especially as we age, feeling heard is like oxygen for the soul. When Tom listens to me ramble about my garden or my worries about our grandkids, I feel cherished. And here's the beautiful part, when you listen to your partner, they're more likely to listen to you. It's a cycle of connection that builds emotional safety, and that safety is the foundation of intimacy, whether it's a warm hug or something more. Try this today. Over dinner, ask your partner, "What's been on your mind lately?" Then listen without interrupting or fixing. Just be there. You'll be amazed at how a single conversation can make you both feel closer. This habit doesn't just strengthen your relationship, it lowers stress and boosts mental health, which are key to aging well. The second habit is to touch with love, not expectation. Touch is a language of love, but as we age, many couples stop touching as much. Maybe you're self-conscious about wrinkles or aches, or maybe physical intimacy feels like a young person's game. But touch isn't just about sex, it's about connection. A hand on the shoulder, a kiss on the cheek, or a long hug can say, "I see you, I love you," in ways words can't. Clara told me how she started holding George's hand during their evening walks. At first, he was surprised, he even teased her about being mushy. But soon, he was the one reaching for her hand. Those small touches rebuilt their bond. One night, George pulled her close while they watched TV, and Clara said it felt like they were dating again. That's the power of touch, it reminds you both that you're not just roommates or co-parents, you're lovers, partners, friends. Here's a mistake I made early on. I used to think touch always had to lead somewhere. If Tom hugged me, I'd wonder if he wanted more, and sometimes I'd pull away because I wasn't in the mood. But over time, I learned that touch can just be love. Now, when I rest my head on his shoulder or he rubs my back after a long day, it's not about what comes next, it's about being close. That closeness lowers blood pressure, reduces anxiety, and keeps you both feeling young at heart. Try this, tonight, give your partner a hug that lasts at least 10 seconds. No agenda, just love. Or hold their hand while you're watching TV. These small moments of touch build trust and emotional intimacy, which are vital for a healthy, happy life as you age. These first two habits, listening with your heart and touching with love, are the foundation of connection. They're not grand gestures, they're small, daily choices that add up to a lifetime of love. But there's a catch, sometimes, life gets in the way. Maybe you're dealing with health issues, or you're caregiving for grandkids, or you're just tired. That's where the next habits come in, helping you stay connected even when life feels heavy. The third habit is to share your truth, gently and often. As we age, it's easy to bottle up our feelings, thinking it's not worth rocking the boat. Maybe you don't tell your partner you feel overlooked because you don't want to seem needy. Or maybe you avoid talking about intimacy because it feels awkward after so many years. But unspoken truths create distance, and distance erodes connection. Sharing your truth doesn't mean blaming or demanding, it means opening your heart with kindness. I learned this the hard way. In my 60s, I went through a phase where I felt like Tom and I were living parallel lives. He'd spend hours in his workshop, and I'd be busy with my book club or volunteering. We were together, but not connected. I resented it but didn't say anything, thinking he should just know how I felt. One day, I snapped over something silly, he'd forgotten to take out the trash, and all my pent-up feelings came pouring out. Poor Tom was baffled. But that fight forced us to talk. I told him, I miss us. I miss feeling like we're a team. It wasn't easy, but saying it out loud opened the door to change. Tom started making time for us, simple things, like morning coffee together, and I felt seen again. Clara, my friend, did this beautifully with George. When she felt their spark fading, she didn't accuse him of neglecting her. Instead, she said, I love you, and I want us to feel close again. Can we try something new together? That gentle honesty led them to take a dance class, which brought back laughter and closeness they hadn't felt in years. Sharing your truth invites your partner to meet you halfway, and that collaboration is what keeps love alive. Here's how to start. Next time you're feeling disconnected, try saying, I've been missing you lately. Can we talk about how to feel closer? Keep it kind, not critical. This habit builds emotional intimacy, which studies show reduces depression and improves overall health in older adults. Plus, it creates a safe space for both of you to be honest, which is the bedrock of a lasting relationship. The fourth habit is to rediscover each other, no matter how long you've been together. People change over time. Your partner at 75 isn't the same person they were at 25, and neither are you. But many couples stop exploring each other. They assume they know everything after decades together, and that assumption kills curiosity, which is the spark of intimacy. Rediscovering each other means asking new questions, trying new things, and seeing your partner with fresh eyes. I remember when Tom and I hit our 40th anniversary. We were comfortable, but a little stuck in our routines. One evening, I asked him, if you could do anything in the world right now, what would it be? I expected him to say something practical, like fix the garage. Instead, he said, I'd love to learn how to paint. I was floored. I had no idea he'd ever thought about art. So, we signed up for a painting class together. We were terrible at it, but we laughed so hard, and I saw a side of Tom I'd never known. That experience didn't just bring us closer, it reminded me that there's always more to learn about the person you love. Clara and George rediscovered each other through their dance classes. George admitted he'd always wanted to learn the tango but thought it was too late. Clara encouraged him, and watching him try something new made her fall in love with his courage all over again. These moments of discovery keep your relationship dynamic, which is crucial for emotional and physical health as you age. Research shows that couples who engage in new activities together have lower rates of cognitive decline and higher life satisfaction. Try this. Ask your partner, what's something you've always wanted to try? Then do it together, even if it's as simple as cooking a new recipe or taking a walk in a new park. These shared experiences create memories and deepen your bond, keeping you both vibrant and connected. The fifth and final habit is to cherish the little moments. Grand gestures are wonderful, but it's the small, everyday acts of love that sustain a relationship and fuel healthy aging. A kind word, a shared laugh, a quiet moment together, these are the threads that weave a life of joy. As women, we often notice the little things, and when our partners do too, it makes us feel truly loved. I think of the mornings when Tom brings me coffee in bed, even after 50 years together. It's not the coffee itself, it's that he knows I love starting my day slowly, and he cares enough to make it special. Or the times we sit on the porch, not saying much, just watching the world go by. Those moments fill my heart and remind me why we've lasted. Clara told me about how George started leaving her little notes, simple things like "You make me smile" on the fridge. Those notes didn't cost a dime, but they made her feel adored, and that feeling translated into more affection, more closeness, and yes, more intimacy. The science is clear. Small acts of kindness in relationships boost oxytocin, the love hormone, which reduces stress and promotes physical health. These moments also create a sense of security, which is especially important as we age and face uncertainties like health challenges or loss. When you cherish the little moments, you're not just building a stronger relationship, you're building a healthier, happier life. Try this today. Do one small thing to make your partner smile. Write a note, say "I appreciate you," or just sit together for 5 minutes without distractions. These acts are like deposits in your emotional bank account, and over time, they create a wealth of love and connection. Now, let's bring it all together. These 5 golden habits: listening with your heart, touching with love, sharing your truth, rediscovering each other, and cherishing the little moments, are the secret to aging healthily and keeping love alive. They're not about being perfect or young again, they're about showing up for each other, day after day, with intention and care. When you practice these habits, you're not just nurturing your relationship, you're nurturing your health, your spirit, and your joy. Think about Clara and George, dancing the tango in their 80s, or Tom and me, still holding hands after half a century. These aren't fairy tales, they're real stories of real people who chose to love deeply, even when it wasn't easy. And you can too. Whether you're 50 or 90, single or married, these habits can transform how you connect with the people who matter most. So here's my challenge to you: pick one of these habits and try it today. Maybe it's listening to your partner's heart, holding their hand, or telling them something true about how you feel. Drop a comment below and tell me which habit you're going to try, or share a story about a moment that made you feel truly loved. I read every comment, and I can't wait to hear from you. Your stories inspire me, and they inspire this community. If this video touched your heart, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more stories and wisdom to help you age with love and grace. Together, we can build a community that celebrates connection, intimacy, and the beauty of growing older. What's one small step you'll take today to nurture your relationships? Let me know in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.